Hi, this is Pastor Steve of North Hollywood First United Methodist Church. If you've ever sang a hymn or a praise song in church, a common theme often emerges from those songs, and that is the theme of God's glory. We sing and we want to see God's glory. We want to experience God's glory. But the question is, what exactly do we mean by God's glory? Is it the shining light that we see with the shepherds out in the field when Jesus' birth is announced? What exactly is God's glory? This week, we'll be exploring Exodus chapter 33, and it's our last week with Moses and the Israelites. And Moses asks that God would reveal God's glory to him. And what's interesting in the story is that God doesn't bring forth a bright light, or God doesn't proclaim power. Instead, God proclaims God's goodness, God's mercy, and God's grace. Those are the things that are God's glory. And so whenever we find ourselves in a place where we experience goodness, where we experience mercy, where we experience grace, or where we get to share goodness and grace and mercy with others, there is a sense in which in those spaces, that is where God's glory dwells. So if you want to see God's glory, look for those three things: goodness, grace, and mercy. I hope that you'll join us on Sunday morning as you hear more about God's glory, about Moses, and about how we experience God's presence in our lives. You can find us on YouTube.